Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my last palette review of my VIB Rouge sale haul. This is the Clinique Very Holiday Honey palette. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. I think it's that one. Very Honey Holiday palette, yes. I purchased this one at Sephora. So I think the last time I ever bought a Clinique eyeshadow was when I was probably like 19, 20, when I was just getting into makeup as far as high end. I went to Clinique. My aunt used to work there, so I did purchase two of them, and actually this is one of them still. I purchased like a duo kind of thing, so I've actually been playing around with it to see if the texture has changed or anything. But anyway, I did have them in the past, but I haven't purchased any recently. So when this palette came out, I thought it was different, unique for Clinique, because I've never really been interested in Clinique palettes or have seen Clinique palettes, so I wanted to purchase this and try it out for myself. Now this one is $32.50, which I think is not bad. It's not bad compared to other eyeshadow palettes that are out in the market as far as high end. So it is $32.50. This is what the packaging looks like. This specific palette, the Very Honey Holiday palette, is exclusive to Sephora. You cannot find it anywhere else but Sephora. Now, if you are a makeup addict like myself or eyeshadow junkie, you are well aware that there is another one just like this at Ulta, and it's an Ulta exclusive one. That one is different as far as the colors go, but it looks very similar as far as packaging and as far as the eyeshadows. I may or may not have gotten that palette, so stay tuned for that. But this palette is, like I said, specifically for Sephora. I did get it during the VIB sale, so I even got it for less than $32, which I think was great. This palette is limited edition. This one in particular, I feel like it is the neutral out of the two palettes that you can get. It is not super warm toned in it, but you do get a mixture of both. This is more leaning towards the cooler tone, more of the plummy, because it is based off of the Black Honey lipstick and the eyeshadow that has been becoming famous from them. They based it off of that, so that's what they created when they thought of this palette. Now this is what the packaging looks like. I was very surprised to see this packaging. This packaging is like a clutch, as you guys can see. It is double-sided, two different colors, just like the Black Honey kind of vibe to it. It has the material of like a book bag or a backpack for school. It's kind of like that windbreaker material where I could see like a rain jacket made out of this or something. Like, that's the best way I could describe it. It is plush. It is super heavy. It is a heavy palette. This is not light and cheap at all. So the packaging is a bit bulky in my opinion. It reminds me of the Tarte Clutch Holiday Blush palette that they came out with, I think last year or the year before. So nobody liked that packaging. This one is very similar to it, but more higher end feeling because it's a lot heavier. So you push the button right here and it pops open, and you get a huge mirror right here, which I do appreciate. And this is what the eyeshadows look like. So before I get to the eyeshadows, it does bring these two lines right here where you do get 4 different types of application tools, I guess you could call it. One, you get a sponge tip applicator, which I didn't use at all yet. You can use it to pack on eyeshadow, blend out, but it's the typical sponge tip applicator. You do get a angled liner brush where you can use for either to fill in your brows if you want to do a liner up top with one of the shadows or in the lower lash line. I did not use this one as well, but it is there for you. The next one that they have is an angled contour blush. I believe this is what they call it. Or this might be the highlighter. I can't remember what these are. But this one I did use. I like this one to pack on product on the brow bone, to add into my crease, lower lash line. These are good for my lower lash line to blend out, and inner corner highlight. And then the last one is like a dome one. And again, I did use this one. This one is nice for little details. All of these, and specifically for my eyes, are made for details. I cannot do a full look with these tools right here, and I feel like these are too small for my space. I have so much attic space that this would take me forever to build on here, but it is possible if you are in a pinch. These are not the softest, as you guys can see there's powder coming up. If these are not the softest, but they're not scratchy. They're just a little bit stiff. So maybe after I wash them, they won't be so stiff, but I feel like these are stiff. So it took a little bit for me to blend. I did use them today in part of my look just to really get a grasp of them, because when I first started using them, I was like, I don't know about these because they are a bit stiff, but they are manageable, they are workable. So you do get 4 different types of application tools, which if you are the type to travel with, that might be a good thing. So back to the eyeshadows. This is what the eyeshadows look like. These eyeshadows, as far as the packaging, reminds me of the M Cosmetics travel kits that they used to have. I do have one, but I literally depotted the whole thing and I use it as a Z palette. Those blushes in there are from the M packaging because I do like the blushes, but as far as the eyeshadows and things, some of them just were donated and gone. But anyway, it reminds me of the same type of packaging, the circles. You do get a variety of different types of finishes. There are 4 legit mattes in this palette. The rest are either a satin finish or a shimmery finish to them. There are no metallics in here. I feel like there's not really a true metallic in here, but if you put a base, I'm sure it can really stand out more. As far as the texture of these shadows, these are soft to the touch. They're not as soft as, say, the Kat Von D eyeshadow themselves are from her palettes. They're not that soft, but they're not hard and scratchy and non-pigmented. They do pack a punch. See, I just wiped that off and you still get a little bit of stain on your fingers. All of them performed well for me. I can't say there is one specific eyeshadow in here that did not perform well for me. I used the majority of the palette with the exception of this pink and these 2 colors were the only 2 I really didn't use. As far as everything else, I have touched, I have played with, I have used on my eyes. This one right here is so beautiful. This is a beautiful taupey color. I love this all over the lid when I did use it. It was very, very nice. Again, like I mentioned, this is going to lean more towards the cooler end of the spectrum. They're basing it off the Black Honey line, so I could see why they chose the colors that they did. This one is the lightest color that is matte to use as a brow bone. I don't see that working very well for light to fair, like very fair skin toned. I can see that as a transition color for very fair skin tone. For me, that worked well for my brow bone, but as far as if you're looking for a brow bone highlight, I don't see one legit for all skin tones. I did not have an issue with any of these shadows as far as putting my brush in them. They fit perfectly fine. My brushes fit in here well. They blended really nicely. None of them were patchy on me. All of them showed up on me. Even this lightest one right here, I do have all over blended out in my crease. That doesn't look like it would do much to your eyes, but it really did show up. I really liked it. I can see where they were going with this palette as far as the colors that they chose. I do appreciate that they did put more than 2 matte shadows in here. These 2 right here are transition colors that I have used throughout any of my looks. My brow bone color, and then this one right here, which is like a grayish blue slate. It is matte. I did use that today on my outer V, but then I blended it out with this bright purple. I love the fact that they did 1 pop of color. The other palette from Ulta also has 1 shade that is a pop of color. In this one in particular, it is that purple one right here, which is gorgeous. I did place that on my outer V today and a little bit on my lower lash line, and I did like how it performed. It looked really nice. It played well with all the rest of the colors. It didn't stand out too much, but it toned down this grayish blue that I did place in my outer V, so it didn't make everything look so gray. This color is absolutely stunning on the lid. That is what I'm wearing on my lid. And this one is also beautiful. This is more of a pink undertone versus this one, which is more of a gold undertone. So if you are wondering if this is something that you were curious about or interested about, I think that for the first time that Clinique has come out with an eyeshadow palette like this for the holidays, I think they actually did a pretty good job. Comparing it to the old formula right here, I feel like the texture of them is still the same, soft, not too soft, but not scratchy and horrible. But I feel like the pigmentation definitely got stepped up because this one isn't as pigmented as these are right here. So I did like the palette. Again, for whatever reason, I'm gravitating towards the cooler tone palettes this season. I feel like there's more cooler tone palettes coming out this time of year, and I'm pretty sure it's probably because of the winter time, you know, cooler weather and things, but I really like it. For those that are tired of seeing the warmer tones or just have cooler undertones, this is a great palette. This is also great for traveling. I did see some of the reviews on this that certain people have been taking this to travel with, and they say it's great. The brushes work great for them. It is a sturdy packaging, so I don't feel like this is gonna break on you. And the actual packaging itself, you can wipe down and not have it filthy and dirty. The colors in there are absolutely beautiful. I really like it. So based on what I just said, I guess it's up to your preference whether you want another cool tone palette. If you have been curious about Clinique and what they've been coming out with, I know they came out with a bunch of lip product sets, duos and trios and certain single eyeshadow types of situations, but this is the first time I've seen a palette in a very long time from them, and I'm not disappointed. I really am not disappointed. Even the actual applicator, the tools that they put in here were well thought out just for those that may want to use them. They did work out for me. I'm not going to say that they're the best thing. They're, you know, I wish they were a little bit softer, but maybe when I wash them, they'll get a little bit better, but they are usable. They really are usable. So that is my review on this Clinique palette. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, welcome to the family. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video. If you did like it, I will link it down below just in case you are curious. Again, this is only available at Sephora, not on the Clinique website, nowhere else unless you get it on eBay or Amazon. So I will catch you guys in my next video, and don't forget that a smile is the best makeup a girl can wear. Bye guys!